to pass it up to Dowling, and there's the pass to Dowling. Dowling going to take a shot. Audrey Keeter across to Keyser. Keyser shot in the Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Sun Devil Fitness Center here in Tempe, Arizona. For Power Soccer Shop, I'm Tony Jackson, coming to you live from the 41st National Veterans Wheelchair Games. The teams are about ready to go. Our match tonight, Team Timber versus Team Sidewinder. Team Sidewinder and Team Prairie ended in a 4-4 tie on Thursday evening. Both these teams still trying to get to the gold medal match on Tuesday. Now, Team Timber won 8-1 in their match against Team Diamondback on Thursday. And as I mentioned a moment ago, Team Sidewinder and Team Prairie tied at 4. So the winner of this match is going to have a pretty solid opportunity to go to the gold medal match on Tuesday. That'll be right here again at 7:30 p.m. local time. That's 10:30 on the East Coast for all of you keeping track. And the teams are getting ready to get started here. Team Sidewinder already out on the pitch. Team Timber now also making their way out onto the floor. So let's do a quick rundown of the starting lineups. In goal for Team Timber, Milas Wyatt. On the far end of the floor, Kathleen Tilbury. In the middle, Dan Castillo. And here on our near side, Dan Kaminsky. For Team Sidewinder, in goal, Marvin Brown. On the far side of the floor, Amy McKee, who, by the way, plays for the Tidewater Piranhas in Virginia, not the Henry County Hotshots. In the middle, Willie Hendrickson, and here on the near side, Nathaniel Jackson. Just waiting for our match official to make his way back to the court, and we will get started in just a few moments. I want to thank everybody for joining us on the Power Soccer Shop YouTube channel for this live stream. We have one match today, and then we will have one match tomorrow at this time. And then on Tuesday, the bronze medal and gold medal matches. That all starts at 5:30 p.m. here in Tempe, Arizona. That is 8:30 for you, all of you on the East Coast. Everybody in the middle will figure it out. Looks like referee Mike McCoy is making his way onto the pitch, which means we will be getting underway in just a few moments. Looks like Team Sidewinder is going to start the match off. And here we go. Willie Hendrickson off of Amy McKee. Castillo with the ball out of play. Kick in coming up for Team Sidewinder. Starting things off in Team Sidewinder already with a scoring opportunity here. And that ball off of Hendrickson. Now Tilbury chasing the ball, but she's not going to get there quickly enough. But it's still going to be Team Timber ball. Tilbury. Past Castillo, McKee takes it. Now Castillo's got it. Dan Castillo. Jackson playing defense here. Castillo trying to find that goal for Team Timber. And we got a 3-in-the-box violation on Team Sidewinder. For those of you unfamiliar with power soccer, a 3-in-the-box violation means that you have 3 defenders in the goal area. Under normal circumstances, you are allowed to have the goalkeeper and a second defender in the goal area and no one else. Once a third defender enters the area, that is an indirect free kick for the other team. So now Dan Castillo is going to take the kick, and it has to touch somebody before going over the goal line to count as a goal. So Castillo trying to get Tilbury into the right place here. And Kaminsky sitting back, so Castillo's going to go right over to Tilbury. McKee's going to try to defend here. Let's see what happens. And there's a shot, and that ball over the goal line. Referee Mike McCoy says it's a goal. 1-0 Team Prairie. Nicely executed there. Kathleen Tilbury turning into McKee, and that ball just kind of bounced around and found its way over the goal line. Hendrickson taking on the goal scorer, Kathleen Tilbury. It's out of play. Hendrickson off of Tilbury, and now the ball heading back toward the Team Sidewinder goal area. Tilbury dragging Hendrickson towards the end line. And it's out of play. Corner kick coming up for Team Prairie. So it looks like Tilbury is going to kick to Castillo. Nathaniel Jackson for Team Sidewinder defending the far post. That ball comes all the way out to McKee, and now McKee taking on Dan Kaminsky. McKee gets the ball away. Hendrickson now. Hendrickson racing down the floor. Castillo's there. Castillo clears the area. Tilbury now trying to head back the other way on the counterattack for Team Prairie. Hendrickson's there crashing into Tilbury. Goes out of play. Kick in for Team Prairie. Tilbury past Castillo and pretty much everybody else. That's going out for a Team Sidewinder kick in. And that ball, again, missing everybody. So now Team Prairie Now, Willie Hendrickson looks like he's within 5 meters of the ball, but nobody is calling for that distance. So Hendrickson takes the ball away. Let's see, and he's leaning forward, trying to get a little extra aerodynamic there, trying to get to that ball, but it's a little too fast for him. So heads out, goal kick coming up for, well, it looks like actually they're going to bring the ball all the way back. Looks like a foul was called on Team Timber. So free kick coming up for Team Sidewinder. Oh, Castillo tried to go for a 180 spin kick, and that ball goes all the way through. Wow. Sidewinder equalizes. Let's see if we can catch a replay of that at all. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get that, but let's find out and see what we can get here. Well, that ball off of McKee to Hendrickson heads all the way down the floor, and it is a goal. We are level at 1. Tilbury trying to regain the lead for Team Timber. Tilbury with a shot that goes wide of the post. Goal kick, Team Timber. Hendrickson, Castillo, Kaminsky, Jackson. Hendrickson comes crashing in. We're going to get a 2-on-1 violation on Team Sidewinder. Now Hendrickson came rushing in when Jackson was already there on the ball, so that is a 2-on-1 violation. Hendrickson cuts off that ball. Now this is another 2-on-1 violation. And for all of you that are new to Power Soccer, 2-on-1 violation says that no two players from the same team can come within 3 meters or about 10 feet of the ball if a player from the other team is also within that 3 meter or 10-foot radius. Castillo gets the ball off of Hendrickson. Oh, and a huge collision. And referee Mike McCoy going to call another 2-on-1 violation on Team Sidewinder. And I have to say, this happens to highly experienced players as well, but it's particularly difficult for a player who doesn't get a lot of repetitions on the Power Soccer pitch to understand where you're supposed to be in order to avoid 2-on-1 violations, because the natural reaction for a lot of people is to locate the ball and go after it, when in Power Soccer you really have to understand space and where you're supposed to be on the pitch. And it's one of the harder things to learn. So you'll probably see a lot of 2-on-1 violations throughout this tournament, because a lot of these players don't play on a regular basis. Now, Castillo for Team Prairie and McKee for Team Sidewinder do have club teams that they play for at home. Amy McKee, as I mentioned before this match started, playing for the Tidewater Piranhas, who finished second in the President's Conference, U.S. Power Soccer this past season. And Dan Castillo plays for the Strapped Scorpions in San Antonio. He was actually not at the national tournament because he was competing for USA Boccia. And it looks like something is going on with Jackson's legs, and they kind of moved out of place there. And that'll happen, especially with all the contact that can take place. We have a substitution on the pitch. Philip Rosenberg coming into the match in place of Miles Wyatt. And so we've got a momentary pause in the action. Team Prairie only has 3 players on the pitch at the moment: Tilbury, Castillo, and Rosenberg. Looks like there was a little confusion as to who was supposed to substitute when coming out of the match. So Tilbury's on, Castillo's on, Rosenberg is on, and Miles Wyatt coming out of the goal and moving up in an attacking position. So Castillo sends one into the Sidewinder goal area. Now, that ball out of play. Kick in coming up for Team Sidewinder. Tilbury hits that one, and it's going to roll out of play. It's going to be a corner kick for Team Sidewinder. 12th minute of the match. We're level at 1. Team Sidewinder trying to take the lead here. McKee waiting near the top of the goal area. Jackson positioned at the near post. Now McKee drops back just a little bit to get a better position here. That ball out to Jackson. And that's a 2-on-1 violation on McKee and Jackson. Indirect free kick coming up for Team Timber. McKee sends the ball across the pitch. Hendricks is going to get there. Now Castillo tried to save that ball, but he really could have just let that one go out. And as it stands, another kick-in coming up for Team Sidewinder. Hendrickson. McKee takes that ball. Castillo's there. Castillo trying to get around McKee. Oh, and McKee just gets a little overzealous and hits it out for a goal kick. Castillo looking for Tilbury. And Tilbury turns the wrong way. Can she keep it in play? She does. Now Castillo's going to have to save this to avoid giving up a corner kick. Hendrickson trying to get around Castillo. Rosenberg's there. And Castillo crashing into Hendrickson. Corner kick coming up for Team Sidewinder. It looks like Rosenberg took a bit of a hit there as Dan Castillo came crashing in on defense. Looks like he's good to go. So now they're trying to get Castillo outside of the 5-meter mark. There's a mark along the goal line to indicate 5 meters away from the corner triangle. There's the kick in. Castillo takes it, and now Tilbury on the counterattack. She's heading down the floor. Can she score a goal? Tilbury, crashing into the keeper. And there is the 2-on-1 violation on Wyatt and Tilbury. Marvin Brown, the goalkeeper for Team Sidewinder, doing well there to keep that ball off the goal line. Hendrickson. Hendrickson hits it off his own teammate. 2-on-1 violation called. Indirect free kick for Team Sidewinder. We're going to have a pause in the action as everybody's trying to get the officials' attention for a substitution. It looks like Kevin Bradley is coming into the match. And Miles Wyatt coming off. Peter Middlestead also coming into the match. And it looks like Philip Rosenberg coming off. So Bradley going into goal, Rosenberg coming off. Middlestead coming on for Team Timber.
Come on here, you're playing. Come on here.
And now it looks like we've gotten all the substitutions taken care of. Hendrickson. That ball out of play. Contact foul called on Hendrickson, so free kick coming up for Team Prairie. So Tilbury for Team Timber, not Team Prairie, Team Timber. Trying to figure out some strategy with Castillo here, so now she's going to move up the pitch. She might be a little too far away, though, if Castillo tries to go to her. Let's see. And it looks like Hendrickson's going to pull that ball away. And that's going to go out for a goal kick for Team Timber. 18th minute, we are level at 1. Both these teams trying to get to the gold medal match. Both teams still with a chance to get there. Team Timber won their first match on Thursday, 8-1. Team Sidewinder drew level at 4. So out of these two teams, the orange squad, Team Sidewinder, probably in slightly greater need of getting a victory here. So Bradley needs to be 5 meters away from the ball before it's kicked. And so this is one of those situations where somebody who is playing this weekend isn't completely familiar with the rules. On a set ball, on a kick in, defending players have to be 5 meters away from the ball before the ball can be kicked.
Good.
Hendrickson to McKee. McKee with the ball. Tilbury. Hendrickson crashing into Bradley. Jackson's got the ball. Tilbury now with it. Crashing into Jackson. Jackson and Bradley. Nathaniel Jackson with the ball. Tilbury's there. Potential 2-on-1 violation here. Tilbury trying to take the ball away, and we are going to get a 2-on-1 on Team Prairie.
Let's go, let's go. Amy, take the corner.
Added time here in the first half. Hendrickson trying to get his team on top before the halftime whistle. Now McKee set up at the far post. Nobody in between. Let's see if Hendrickson can get it over to her. That ball all the way across. Eamon McKee catches the ball off the side of her chair. Castillo's there. Castillo now clearing the area. McKee keeps it in play. That ball's going to roll out for a kick in right at about the corner triangle. So Tilbury just trying to find a place to kick the ball. She's going to kick it right to Hendrickson. Castillo, that ball comes all the way across the goal area. Hendrickson racing to keep it in. Castillo keeps him out. And we're going to get another corner kick for Team Sidewinder. They've really had the majority of the chances in this first half, but have only been able to convert on one of them so far, and that was really during the run of play. They haven't been able to do anything on these set plays. So let's see, this is probably going to be the last play of the half. Team Sidewinder with a corner kick coming up. Let's see if they can do anything with it here. Hendrickson all the way across off of Castillo. And there's the halftime whistle, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams have scored 1 goal apiece. We're going to take a break. When we come back, second half coming up. You're watching the 41st National Veterans Wheelchair Games live from Tempe, Arizona. We'll be back in a few minutes.
NIMI is a manufacturing company for 25 years. We started out of our garage manufacturing products and for the industrial market, as well as disabled products and outdoor products too as well. We were able to help out the disabled sports world by building a power wheelchair. We have developed many products for the industrial market, like vacuum fixturing that holds down, sucks down parts using vacuum power versus using double-face tape that customers would do and use clamps and vices and traditional stuff like that. We can do full 5-sided machining by using vacuum chucks and different products of ours. The Strike Force has redefined power soccer game, giving the individual the ability to express inside of him how to play the game without holding back. We have built a chair, the Strike Force, to be low profile, fast, quick, and take over the game. The manufacturing of the Strike Force has led us into the manufacturing of the Track Force chair, which is an outdoor, rugged chair built for the beach, hunting, any outdoor enthusiast that wants to get out of his everyday chair and be able to go around in his yard even.
Trying to fix this. I think we had the same problem you did, but I think it's fixed. Yeah. This should just turn the horn off. I think he wants to start it. Well, he wants to count up to 4. Yeah. So I turned the horn off. It should start. All you have to do is start. So the time. You all 1-1.
What's wrong? Oh, I have
If you have any problems or whatever, just start waving your hand. I've been trying to keep an eye on you all too. So. All right. You know which one's having that time. Hit your period button to go to 2. Hit the period button. Yeah. Hit period to go to period 2. There you go. you've seen them, and I couldn't. So a little bit of help will confirm what I'm doing. Just the best.
Good. Yeah. Keeping this one in mind. I mean, as much as you can, I understand the limitations we're working with here. I get that. That I believe. That I do believe. All right. Oh, I did tell you, you are the house hunter. Yeah. So you got to go out and juggle balls with your hands.
Or you can use your feet, whichever.
One of your gentlemen is asking about the minutes, number 12.
I've already talked to him.
Okay.
Yep.
And they all got to use their 10 minutes. And one if they're clear. I understand. I'm not asking because I don't understand, so I'm trying to understand this and learn. No, I'm just curious. I just wanted to ask. Well, we weren't going to talk about you. I got to go pee. Why don't you go pee? Am I being nicer now? Am I playing a little nicer? You want to know why? Because right, like 20 minutes before the match, I'm a legal matter. I'm a patient. I have a call. But it does keep me from getting so amped out that I'm very bipolar. So it keeps me right around this. The other night I was tired. You know, I've been all day. I agree. Yep. So are you going to send him down to there? Let's swap it. Right. I know that. Oh, I know. He was moving everybody everywhere. Hi, guys. Okay, you guys are down there. Go ahead, young man. Hey.
Okay, no more about this one, though. Careful.
Yeah, my father.
I have coffee.
Hey, too late. It's already out there. Hold on. Hey, Mike.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half about to begin. Team Sidewinder, Team Timber, level at 1. It's the 41st National Veterans Wheelchair Games live from the Sun Devil Fitness Center here in Tempe, Arizona. For Power Soccer Shop, I'm Tony Jackson. The winner of this match will position themselves quite well to make the gold medal round on Tuesday. The loser will have some extra work to do to get there. Ball is down on the center mark. And if memory serves correctly, Team Timber will take the kick. Bruce Sanders on the pitch for Team Timber now in a change. And the whistle is blown. We are underway here. Sanders taking on Hendrickson. Also on the floor, Leonard Powell for Team Sidewinder, Castillo. Hendrickson trying to get past Kaminsky. Hendrickson, he's got open space. Nicely done by Team Sidewinder. And that kick all the way across Castillo. Last touch by McKee. Goes out of play. Nicely done. Good defense by Team Timber. And it looks like Sanders may have snapped a cable tie after running into Bruce Sanders. Let's see what referee Mike McCoy does here. It looks like maybe the foot guard just slipped down. Trying to get those cable ties tightened up a little bit. And now Sanders is all set and ready to go.
Watch it. Move, Willie. Move in a little bit, Willie. Move it in.
Castillo all the way down the touchline, and it goes out for a Sidewinder's goal kick. Good job by Castillo there, just pushing Team Sidewinder all the way back. Hendrickson, just a little too far out in front of McKee. Kicking coming up for Team Prairie.
It's a pass. Put it on that end of the court. Willie, if you want to put it straight. Go. Watch it, watch it. There we go.
Net ball. 2-on-1 violation on McKee and Hendrickson. Also could have probably called a contact foul on Hendrickson for slamming into Kaminsky. But as it stands, this is an indirect free kick coming up for Team Timber. Kaminsky in the goal area. Sanders next to Castillo. McKee clears the area. That ball held in play by McKee. Castillo going back into the goal area. Now that ball almost gets around McKee, but she does well to hold on there. Castillo trying to get around McKee, Hendrickson, Kaminsky. Kaminsky with the ball, Kaminsky. Kaminsky driving and just wide of the post. See that one more time real quick. Daniel Kaminsky almost got that ball inside the post, but not quite. We're still level at 1 here. That ball touching no one. Team Timber kick in.
Straight. When you hit it straight to the pole. Move on. On the front ball.
Castillo again down the touchline. McKee stops it well. Now Kaminsky driving in. 2-on-1 violation on Team Sidewinder again. Willie Hendrickson is not clearing out of the area.
Go inside. Go inside. Go to school. Go to school. Right there. No. You in front of him.
Castillo into McKee. Now Castillo. Castillo with the ball. Now we're close to another 2-on-1 situation, but McKee slowly driving Castillo out of the area. Now Castillo regains control of the ball. Now Kaminsky driving in. Kaminsky, an opportunity to score a goal. Kaminsky driving, not quite able to get around Marvin Brown. Good job by Brown holding Kaminsky off. And it looks like it's going to be a corner kick situation for Team Timber.
What's the ball? It's going to come your way. Take that away. Take that away. It's going to come here.
Castillo into Kaminsky. Kaminsky driving, but the ball's behind him. Kaminsky trying to back the ball into the goal area. Nicely done by Marvin Brown, coming through and just blowing that ball out of there. And now Brown just slamming into Castillo. Let's watch that again. My goodness. Wow, Marvin Brown doing well to just blow that ball through there. And then he slams into Daniel Castillo. My goodness. Lots of heavy contact down there in the goal area. We're going to get a couple substitutions here.
Oh, it's the zip tie.
Sounds like
Zip tie.
Tony Lattimore has a zip tie kind of rattling around the wheels down there. That's what that noise was, if you could hear that. So Kevin Bradley into the match for Team Timber.
Watch it. Watch it, Amy.
Now Hendrickson cuts that ball off. And that ball's going to roll out for a Team Timber kick-in. Castillo trying to find something. Perhaps between Powell and Hendrickson. And maybe he just goes straight across to Bradley. Let's see what he does here. And he knocks that ball between the two defenders.
We're coming in front.
That ball is out for a Team Timber kick-in. 28th minute, we're still level at 1. If you're just joining us, both goals coming in the first half. Castillo now racing down the floor. McKee there trying to cut him off. Castillo, McKee battling. McKee trying to turn Castillo around. And that ball looks like it went off of McKee. Let's see what happens. Goal kick, the ruling. Dan Castillo, the last one to touch it. Team Sidewinder now going to take this kick. Castillo off the back of his chair. Kevin Bradley's there with it. Bradley now. Hendrickson coming in to try to take the ball away. And the ball got stuck under Bradley's foot guard. So we're going to have a set ball situation here. Now that foot guard's really high off the ground. The front of it's really high off the ground. And that is a very dangerous situation. Bradley needs to be careful out there to make sure that ball doesn't ride under the guard and get under his foot plates.
7 and 6. 7 and 6.
So it looks like Jeremiah Warren is coming on for Team Sidewinder. Coming off is Leonard Powell. And Hendrickson slams into Castillo. Again, just a lot of heavy contact on the part of Hendrickson. That ball last touching off of Kaminsky, and that's going to go out of play. Kick in coming up for Team Sidewinder. We've got stoppage in play here. Looks like something going on. Looks like Dan Castillo needs some assistance out there. Now I know Castillo recently had some additional hardware added to his strike force, and I wonder if that triggered his chair to turn off.
I asked you. I'm looking at you. Does that make sense? I can't see what's behind
She's
me.
working with his hand down there. Maybe his hand came off the joystick.
Go.
Looks like he's got everything squared away again, so we will resume
We good?
right now. Hendrickson over to McKee. And that ball, Jeremiah Warren, and that ball get pinched between his foot plate and underneath the foot guard, so that one's really jammed in there. Now, with these foot guards being so high off the floor, it becomes very easy for that ball to get trapped under there. And it presents a really dangerous situation if the athletes out there aren't careful. You can see Bradley here. His foot guard is angling up in the air, which leaves a lot of room for the ball to get underneath. Warren, the same thing as foot guard angling up in the air and also very high off the ground. So we're going to have a set ball here. Castillo and Hendrickson. That ball out to McKee, and McKee slams into Kaminsky. Direct free kick coming up for Team Timber. 32nd minute, we're still tied at 1. Now this match can end in a tie, but if you're Team Sidewinder, you really need the win here.
Another one.
Looks like Team Prairie is very comfortably on top. It looks like the score is 8-0 over there. 9-0 now. So at this rate, Team Prairie, the green team on the other court, will have 2 wins. So back here, Team Sidewinder really need to get something here, a victory really, not just a tie. Hendrickson turning Kaminsky around. Castillo's there to meet him. Kick in coming up. Team Sidewinder. That ball across to McKee. And the back of McKee's chair hitting Bradley. And it looks like we're going to get a substitution. Dan Kaminsky coming off, coming back into the match. Peter Middlestead. It looks looks like Bradley also coming out and coming back on in his place, Bruce Sanders. Hendrickson with the ball. Castillo racing back in on defense. Castillo clears the area. Hendrickson still there. Oh, and that ball's going to go out. Looks like that's going to be a goal kick for Team Timber.
Watch it, goalie, watch it. It's gonna hit it hard. Get ready.
Castillo trying to go over to Sanders, but it was much too far behind him, so kick in coming up for Team Sidewinder. Hendrickson needs to be careful out there. Don't want to take out the Volunteers. Hendrickson off of Castillo, and that gives Team Sidewinder a much better angle to attack the Team Timber goal area. McKee is set up at the far post. And that ball comes into the Team Timber defense. 2-on-1 violation, McKee and Hendrickson. Again, they both see the ball and they both feel compelled to make a play on it when one of them really needs to space out and give their teammate room to work with the ball. And it looks like Philip Rosenberg lost a couple cable ties down there, so the pit crew working furiously quickly to try to get him back into the match. And while we have a momentary stoppage in play, I want to remind you all that we are back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Let's go. What's up? What's up, goalie?
It will be the final round robin match, and by then we will know who will be playing in the bronze medal match and the gold medal match. Those happening on Tuesday. McKee now racing towards the Team Timber goal area, but Castillo stops her. Castillo still working, still defending. McKee driving towards the Team Timber goal area. That is out for a corner kick. Team Timber threatening here, 37th minute. Can Team Sidewinder pull out a late goal? Castillo misses the ball, and now a foul, 2-on-1 violation. Team Sidewinder, indirect free kick at the top of the goal area. Can Rosenberg and Castillo hold them off? Castillo nicely defended. Now that ball still a threat for Team Timber. And that ball is going to roll out, kick in coming up for the team in gold. Scary moment there for Team Timber. It's late in the match, and they certainly don't want to give up a goal now. Hendrickson, that ball rolling towards the front of his chair. Oh, and heavy contact. Peter Middlestead taking a lot of contact there. So direct free kick coming up for Team Sidewinder. Looks like referee Mike McCoy signaling 2 additional minutes once we reach full time. Middlestead, McKee racing into the goal area. Castillo's there. Castillo trying to get that ball out of the area. And there's the kick out. Close to a 3-in-the-box violation. Middlestead needs to be careful to stay away. Oh, and McKee blocking off Castillo. Now that could be an impeding violation. Rosenberg stops the ball. Nicely done by Philip Rosenberg. Now Castillo with an opportunity to push the ball away. 3-in-the-box violation coming up for Team Timber. Good play there by Rosenberg to stop Hendrickson from scoring. But unfortunately, Middlestead came into the area. 3 defenders were in the goal area, and now an indirect free kick coming up for Team Sidewinder. We are in added time now. And again, I believe referee Mike McCoy had indicated that there will be 2 minutes of added time. And so it looks like Middlestead's going to come out, and coming on in his place, Daniel Kaminsky. Now this would be quite the time to score a game winner if you're on Team Sidewinder. Let's see what they can do here. Ball back in play. Castillo kicks it out. Now that one off of Hendrickson. And that's what Team Timber needed. Now if I'm Dan Castillo, I'm running down the clock as much as I can, taking as much time as I can before I take this kick. Castillo down the touchline and out of play. Kick in coming up for Team Sidewinder. Got to imagine 2 minutes are just about up. That ball all the way across. McKee, Castillo's there. Sanders for Team Timber. So it looks like we're going to have a set ball just outside the Team Timber goal area. Now Dan Castillo has to be careful not to go into the goal area because Kaminsky's already in there. And now kicking coming up for Team Sidewinder. Now Hendrickson missed the ball. And now a soft rolling ball into the defenders. McKee is there. That's close to a 2-on-1 violation. Referee says foul on McKee. Now really a foul could have been called either way. But unfortunately for Team Sidewinder, the call goes against them. Free kick coming up for Team Timber. Castillo looking for Sanders to his right. That ball right into Sanders. Hendrickson's there with it, and he's going to send that one out of play. And again, if I'm Dan Castillo, I'm taking my time here, just trying to play for the draw, especially since the ball's right there in your goal area. Sanders now with a good touch to keep the ball in play. And now that looks like it's going to be a foul. Who it's on remains to be seen. Let's see here. Looks like it's going to be on Sanders. So this is going to be a free kick for Team Sidewinder. They're pretty far away from the Timber goal area. That ball's going to roll out for a Timber kick in, but not before the final whistle. Team Timber under a lot of pressure in those final minutes, but they were able to hold off, and this one ends in a tie. And for Team Timber, they're looking pretty good heading into the next round tomorrow. Team Sidewinder, on the other hand, 2 games and 2 ties. They desperately need a win. But that's it for this evening, folks. Thank you all for joining us. We will be back tomorrow again, 6 p.m. local time, 9 p.m. Eastern, from the 41st National Veterans Wheelchair Games. I'm Tony Jackson for Power Soccer Shop. Thank you again. We will see you tomorrow.